History of C++. Okay, who's the develop, right? C is a procedural, C++ is object oriented, right? The C plus in the C, the some features is added and given the name as a C++. Additional feature that contain in the C, that is the language is known as what? C++. Who's developed the C++? Bijarni store stop. Okay. Some introductory part we have seen. What is C++? Is a general purpose object oriented multi-paradigm programming language. C++ is a statical type free-form multi-paradigm. Okay, that is used to develop both low-level as well as high-level applications. Compiled general purpose programming language. Compile means we need to compile the program before execution. Okay, before running the program we need to compile this one. और डायरेक्टली अभी आप रन करने के लिए भी जाते हैं तो सबसे पहले कंपाइल ही होता है. ओके, दैट कंपाइलेशन प्रोसेस मीन टू फाइंड द एरर्स और कन्वर्टिंग लो लेवल हाई लेवल टू द लो लेवल. ओके. Where it is developed? AT&T Bell Laboratory. Bijarne Stortup is known as the founder of C++. Okay, why it is developed? For adding the OOPS features. Okay, in the C. For adding the OOPS feature in the C. Then what are the features of OOPS or properties of OOPS? Today we are going to see. So C++ is known as relative means superset of C, and C++ is an intermediate language like a C because it is used to develop the low level application as well as high level application. High level application means, so in the last class we have seen high level application program. जो भी हम यहाँ पे लिख रहे हैं that is a high level application program. For example, in the last class we have seen snake game, okay, supermarket application. These are the high level application, billing applications, right? Low level application means what? That is interact with the machine. Okay, and drivers, operating systems. Okay, so in C CAD CAM, CT scan machine, MRI machine, in that hardware we use this C++ code that is known as high level application features. Sorry, low levels. Excuse me. High level application means that is understandable by the user. Okay, low level means understandable by the machine, the code, right? So the C and C++ both are the intermediate level languages. Okay, so such type of introduction we have seen in the last class. So today we are going to see what is OOPS. Okay, we know C++ is the OP, it's object oriented, and C is a procedural oriented. So which languages we call the object oriented programming language? The language which follows the properties of OOPS. Okay, which follows the properties or features of OOPS. This type of programming language is known as object oriented programming language. Okay, mostly use object oriented programming language Java, Python, you know. Okay. Why the C is important? Analytical thinking, program solving, problem solving. Okay, writing this small codes. Okay, syntax. So that is C means logic building. C++ means what? For what? Oops concept. Okay, we are going to learn the any programming language, high level programming language. For example, Java, Python, .NET, Node.js, everything. So we must have JavaScript also. There is a OOPS concept. Okay, object classes and object. So we must have to clear the OOPS concept. That is going to be clear in here. Okay, where in C++. So the next class, next session, I am going to start here. Okay, so the next point. What are this next point for C++ OOPS? Okay, properties of OOPS. Now we are going to talk about the OOPS, not C++, only OOPS. Okay, and C++ is also the object oriented programming. Okay, let us save as C++ class 2 properties or features of OOPS. Okay, properties, or you can say concepts, or you can say features or properties of OP. Okay, now see the what are the features of OP, or you can say properties, right? What are the concept of OOPs? So C++ is the object-oriented programming language. Why? Because it follows the properties of OOPs, object-oriented properties. Okay. Java is also the OOP language. Why? Because it is also follows the OOP. Okay. Properties of OOPs. JavaScript also the OOP. Yes. PHP also OOP. Okay. So nowadays all these programming languages are OOPs. Okay. Object-oriented based programming language. That is follows the both property POP as well as OOP. Okay, that is follows the both POP and OOP. Okay, both properties are follows. POP property means C programming language. Okay, top to bottom. OOP means bottom to up. Okay, procedure oriented. We are not going to create a class, an object. Okay, classes and object is not allowed in POP. But in the object oriented programming, we are going to create a classes and object. But instead of classes and object, in the procedure oriented we are having the one concept. Okay, that is known as what? Structure, right? So we create a structure and there is structure variable, and by using the structure variable you are going to access the data members, right? But in OOP we are going to, the structures are replaces in the classes and objects. Okay, so in the every other programming language of OOPs we are using the classes and objects. Okay, so many programming language, so that follows the POP as well as OOP. Both features are going to be follow. C++ is also follow the both POP as well as OOP. Okay, we can write the C++ program in the form of POP or in the form of object oriented. If the C++ program do not contain the classes and object, this is known as POP, procedure oriented. Okay, and if you're writing the C++ program with the classes and object, that is means it's a OOPS concept. Okay. Excuse me. Now let us see the properties of OOPS. What are the properties of OOPS? First example, first one is what? Object, class, inheritance, like these are the things. So object means what? It's a real-time entity. You can say it's a basic unit of OOP, and these are the instances of the classes. Okay, what is object? Suppose you know class. Okay, suppose we are creating the class, we have to, we need to create the object of the class. Okay, suppose we have the class, what is the class name? Student. Okay, students. What is the class name? Student. Student is the class. Okay, uh, if you don't know class and object, just look at here in the structure we have seen this one. Okay, student. Okay, we are going to create a structure, is a student. And what are the fields are available for the student? That may be the roll number. Okay, name. Can use the character array for the name. Okay, now we are going to write here what? Float marks in the form of float. Okay, so what is the use of structure? It is used to store different type of data into the single. Okay, combine. So this data member are same for all the variable of structure. Yes, but their value may be the different. So can you store this data for the nth number of student or not? Yes, if you want to store the nth number of student, you can use here the array. Okay, array of structure you can take, or you can store this nth number of student. Okay, for example, you are going to create a structure variable, like so. Here in this case, do you know what is class and what is object? Okay, in this case, so what is the class? Class is a student. And what is his object? What is the object? Object is what? What are the objects are there? S1, S2 and S3. Okay, now got it. What is the class and what is the objects? So by using the object we can hold or we can access the data from the student 1. This is the object of student 2. It is only access the data of student 2, but these fields are compulsory. Name, marks, okay, these all are compulsory. Okay, just wait. Okay, name, marks, roll number, that are the fields are compulsory, but data is going to be changed. For student 1 data may be different, for student 2 data may be different. Okay, right or wrong? Right? Is it okay? Now in this case we are going to say class is a student. Okay, and these are the objects. So object holding the data for the particular students or not. Okay, now replace this structure with the class keyword. Okay, class is what? Keyword. Okay, now see here in object oriented programming, class is a student. Okay, and this variable of structure, that is known as, we can say this is what? Objects. Okay, where it is going to be created in the main class, we are going to create the object of the classes. Okay, so how you can write class name, that is student, then you can write here s1, s2 and x3 etc. Okay, now s1, s2, s3 are the objects of this student class. Okay, college, suppose college is the name of class. Okay, then what are the data members for the college? Student. Okay, college name, college address. Okay, branches, some of the data members. What are the object for college 1? C1. Okay, we can create the objects. Okay, C2 for college 2. Data fields are same, college name, address and branches. Okay, field are same, but what will be the different? Values may be the different. Okay, the values may be the different. Okay, S1 holding the first college data, sorry, yes, C1 holding the first college data, C2 holding the second college data, C3 holding the third college data. Okay, C4 holding the fourth college data. This, yes, C1, C2, C3 and C4, that is known as object of class. Okay, what is the class name? College. College is the class. And what are the objects? S1, C1, C2, C3. These are known as objects of this class. Okay, so that's why we are going to write here about this objects. Objects are the basic unit of OP. Okay, we can say these are the instances of the classes. Okay, instances of the class. Okay, this is the class and these are the instances. Okay, that is a part of this. Okay, that are the instances of the class. So they are instances of a class which have data members. ठीक है, ऑब्जेक्ट्स को डेटा मेंबर्स. ओके, विच हाउ डेटा मेंबर्स एंड uses various member functions. Okay, uses various member functions to perform the task. Okay, to perform the task. So class contain data members. Okay, variable method. Okay, declaration function declaration. We are writing the show function is there. Okay, we can also write show function means user defined function है ये. Okay, and in that show function something is there. We can write here what print. Okay, so where in C++ we can hello something. Okay, now to call this, okay, now see here, this function is available in which class? Student class. Okay, we can give here the name of function, that is what? Show student. Okay, now you can print here the roll number or name. So in the double quote I am writing here what? Name, and here we can, what is the name? Name is name. Okay, variable name is this one. Okay, yes name is equal to, and this operator insertion extraction. Okay, so this operator we are going to use here, so don't worry about this one. When we are going to start our C++ structure and program, then that time I am going to explain. Okay, now just consider uh, consider or just understand this concept of classes and object. Okay, no need to worry about this one. Okay, why it's C out and why this is the exertion insertion operator greater than. Okay, don't worry about this one. So let us see, yes name is equal to name. What is the name? Variable name. So value of the name is going to be print here. Okay, when we need to call this function or not. Okay, so we are created the object, okay, of the student class. So we need to access this one. How we can access? By using a dot operator. S1 dot aryan is equal to this one. That means we are assigning the value of S1 object. मतलब फर्स्ट स्टूडेंट के लिए रोल नंबर की वैल्यू 10 हो गई. ओके, S1 dot show student. Okay, S1 dot show student. Now where it is call is going? Show student. Okay, the call is going to do here. Now here is the data field. Okay, yes, roll number I am taking. Okay, roll number. Okay, and what is the name of that field? Variable name is Aryan. Okay, so here what is the roll number of the first student is 10. So S1 dot Aryan. Okay, so Aryan is holding the roll number of first student. Okay, because this is the object of S1. So now if you are accessing here S2 dot 11. Okay, S2 dot roll number is equal to 11. So we are passing this value. Okay, so now if you call this function, which one function? S1 dot show student function. Okay, so just remove this S1 and write. So S1 is holding which data for roll number? 10. S2 is holding which value for the roll number? 11. Okay, now I got this point. This is very important. S1 dot show data. So this function we are going to reuse many more time. So this holding what? Value of S1. This is holding what? Value of S2. So this is known as what? Member functions. Okay, these are member function. These are the variables, data members of the class, and these are the member function. This is because this is the function. This is the data member. The class contains data member as well as member function. Okay, so the class contains data member as well as member function to perform the particular task or not. This function is performing particular task. So this is displaying the something. Okay, so they are instances of the class which have the data members and uses various functions to perform the task. Okay, so objects are used to perform the use various functions to perform the task or not. Okay, so S1 dot show student. Okay, this is what functions, right? So these objects are used. So these are the objects. Now we are going to see the classes. Okay, this is the class contains collections of objects. Okay, you can say the classes are what? Collections of objects, and it's a logical entity, and object is the physical entity, it's a real-time entity. Okay, what is meant by object? Whatever you are seeing in the universe, that is the object. Okay, जो भी आप आंखों से देख रहे हो यूनिवर्स में, this is an object. So we can say it's a physical entity. Okay, objects are the physical entity and classes are the logical entity. Okay, for example, college. Okay, college. Now I am writing here college. Which college? ANC college. Okay, so it is going to become what? Physical or not? Okay, just I am going to talk about the colleges. So we are going to talk about only colleges. That is what logical, right? Now I am going to talk about a particular college. That is what physical or not. Yes, ANC college, BIT college. Okay. Now we are going to talk about what particular college or not. So what are these one? These are what objects. On which college? It's a class of colleges. Okay. What is a college class name? It's a colleges. Okay. And ANC, BIT, etc. These are what? Objects of the college. Okay. You can say these objects are physical or not. When you talk about the college, so many colleges, so many engineering colleges are available in the Maharashtra. Okay. So many engineering colleges are available in the Nagpur. Is there any physical entity? No. Only logical colleges. When I talk about Ramdev Baba College, okay, Priyadarshini College. So now it is going to become a physical or not? Okay, it's a physical entity. So Ramdev Baba College, Priyadarshini College, that is what? Objects. Okay, these are the objects. Now whatever you are seeing in the universe, that is the object. Okay, so object is a real-time entity. Okay, it's a physical entity, right? Classes are what? Correction of the objects. And classes is what? Logical entity. Okay, and this oops classes and object. Okay, this classes and object is same concept in all oops programming language. Okay, these classes and objects having the same concept in all this programming language, whether it is a JavaScript, Node.js, Java, Python, PHP और so many जितने भी languages है object oriented के वो सब same. Whatever we are going to learn the properties or concept or features of whose, that is the same. Why JavaScript is the object oriented? Because it follows the properties of host. Why Node.js is the object oriented? Because it follows the properties of host. Why Java is a object oriented? Because it follows the object properties, classes and object properties of hoops. Okay. Why is the Python is the object oriented? Because it follows the properties of hoops everywhere. Okay. Same thing. So why it is important? This is very important. So every interview they are going to ask about the oops. Okay. Every interview. Okay. As a developer point of view, no. Okay. Without oops, no interview. Okay. Without oops, no interview. As a developer, okay, Java developer, any developer, or if you talk about the any programming language, definitely 101% the interviewer will be asked what is the properties of oops. Okay. What is the properties of OP, and then explain. Okay, with the practically, you have to explain this practically. What is inheritance? What is the data encapsulation? What is multi-threading? Like this way. Okay, encapsulation, polymorphism. These are practically with a live example. We need to explain to the interviewer. Okay, so these are that's why OOPS properties are very important, right? So we got this knowledge. Okay, we know about right now what is a class and object. Now we'll talk about what class. Okay, so the class, what is your class? Class is logical entity. Okay, so we are going to write about the class. Now the next features, that is what class. These are the properties of oops. oops के features है ये. First है object, then class, classes. Okay, classes. See here, what are the classes here? Okay, already I explained. Suppose class is student, it's a logical entity. Now student 1, student 2. Okay, Amit, Priya, these are what? Physical entity. You said what? That is, you can say it's a objects. Okay, and classes means students. So many students in the class. It's logical, but we are talking about a particular student, that is meant by object. Okay. So what is the classes? The collections of objects. Collections of objects is called the class. Okay, and it is what, logical entity. Okay, it's a logical entity. It's not a physical. It's a logical entity. Okay, next feature we are going to talk. Okay, you can take the screenshot of this example. So you can understand what is class and object. Okay, next one is what? We are going to talk about more classes and object because this is the OOPS programming language. So in the programming, we will cover everything. Okay. So just theoretically, we are going to talk about here. Okay. Abstractions. That is also the properties of OOPS. Abstraction. What is in by abstraction? Abstraction means hiding the data. Okay. Hiding the internal details. Your data still available there, but you are not going to visible. Okay. We are going to hide the data. The best example, account name. Okay, account balance and account number. Okay, so the account name, that is visible to everyone. Okay, visible to everyone. That is visible to everyone. Means that is which field? It's a public field. Account balance, only visible to you. Okay, only visible to you. Okay, you are only visible to you. That means it's a private field. Okay, that is what private field. Account number is only visible to you, means particular person जिसका है वो वही देख सकता है. Okay, so visible to you, that is means that is also the which type of data field is this? Private data field. Okay, yes, account balance and account number is a private. So these are fields are existing in the program, means these are available, but the other person is not going to see this field. Okay, why? Because this is where we make it as a private. Though, so how we are going to make it as a private? By using what? Concept known as abstractions. Okay, so this features is added in in object oriented. Okay, is this feature is available in C? No, this features is not available in the C. That's why I implemented the C++ for adding the oops concept to the C++. Okay. So hiding the internal details, that is known as abstractions. Okay. Hiding the internal details, that is known as what? Abstractions. Hiding internal details and showing the functionality. And showing functionality is known as abstraction. Okay. So how we can achieve in C++? These are the properties of oops. Now I am not talking about here C++. Okay, this is just a properties of oops. Okay, and this property are same with all this object oriented programming language: Java, C++, Python, PHP. These all object oriented programming language. Okay, these properties or features are same, but in C++, how we can achieve the abstraction? Okay, we are going to achieve the abstraction in C++ using what? abstract class. Okay, how it can be achieved? By using what? Abstract class. Okay, what is abstract class? We are going to see in the polymorphism abstraction. Okay, uh, that chapter we are going to learn polymorphism inheritance. Okay, what is the abstraction class? So in C++, we use the abstract class. Abstract means all data members are going to become a private. Okay, and interface and interfaces to achieve the abstraction. Okay, abstract class we are going to use and in interfaces we can also use to achieve the abstractions concept in the C++. Now next one is next feature we have, that is known as what? Properties of oops, what is that? Encapsulation. Okay, these features are same. Okay, for oops programming language we are not talking about the any programming, we are just talking about the oops. Okay, we are talking about here only oops, properties of oops. The language which follow these properties of oops, that is known as object oriented programming language. Encapsulation. Next concept is what? Encapsulation. What is in by encapsulation? It's wrapping or binding the data into the single unit. That is known as encapsulation. Okay. What is the best example for encapsulation? Real time example. No capsule that wraps with the different medicines, right? So binding of the data into the single unit, binding or wrapping into the single unit. Lots of data or lot of things which are combined in a single unit. That is known as encapsulations. Okay, and see the binding or wrapping. Can say code or data together into a single unit. Abstraction. Okay. Oh, sorry. Copy paste हो गया. That is encapsulation. Okay, here. Yes. Abstraction, then encapsulation. Hmm? Which we have separate chapter. We have the separate chapter. Once we start the programming, because these are the properties of oops. It's not C++, it's not Java, it's not any programming. It's the properties. It's only properties. And these properties are going to be used by the program. So how we are going to use this property in the program, we are going to see when we started the C++. Okay, when we start a program in C++, then I will explain how you can use the abstraction, how you can use the encapsulation in the program. We have the separate unit, don't worry. Everything will be seen in the details, don't worry. Because we are not started at any program. Because if I am going to write here the one direct program, okay, so you will not understand properly. So that's why the step by step we are going to write the C++ program, then you can understand everything clearly. Okay. So binding or wrapping of code or data into the single unit, that is known as what? Encapsulation. Encapsulations. Okay, so for example, in general word, okay, one you can say the capsule having the different medicine. Okay, capsule. So it is wrapped with the different medicine. Okay, now the next features, inheritance. Okay, this feature is also not available in the POP. Inheritance. So what is inheritance? The deriving, okay, the property, deriving the one class from the another class with the existing property. That is known as what? Inheritance. Derivation of new class from the base class with the properties. That is known as what? Inheritance. For example, real-time example is what? Parent child. Okay, child having the some properties of parents. Child acquires the some properties of parents. Okay, so you can say father is a parent class or mother and father those are the parent class, and derived class is child. Okay, child is a derived class. Okay, so the child can use the properties of parent class, that is having properties are available there. Okay, so this is known as inheritance. Suppose college is the super class. Okay, super means base class. बेस क्लास, सुपर क्लास और पेरेंट क्लास, ये तीन वर्ड है हम ले सकते हैं. ठीक है, दिस इज वन क्लास. College is the class. What will be the derived class for the college? That may be the faculty or teacher. Okay, here student is also the class. They are belongs to which parent class? Only college class. Okay, so they can use this property, that properties is acquired in this both the class. Okay, so we can access these resources, teachers as well as students or not. कॉलेज के रिसोर्सेज टीचर्स भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, स्टूडेंट भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज दे आर बिलोंग टू दैट क्लास. ओके, किसी और के टीचर किसी और के कॉलेज रिसोर्स अवेलेबल नहीं है, रिसोर्स यूज़ नहीं कर सकते उसके. ठीक है, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट बिलोंग टू दैट पर्टिकुलर कॉलेज. अगर आप इस कॉलेज में जॉब कर रहे हो एज अ टीचर लेक्चरर, सो यू कैन एक्सेस द रिसोर्सेज ऑफ दिस क्लास बिकॉज यू आर द derived class from this college. Okay, student is also the derived class for this college, so student and teacher both are access this parent class. Okay, so this is properties of inheritance. Inheritance is what? The that property is acquired from the parents to the student. Okay, sorry, parents to the child. This process is known as inheritance. So here we are going to apply there the security. Inheritance का use क्या है? Security purpose as well as code reusability. Okay, reusability. You can say simply reusability. We can access many more times. Reusability, code reusable. Okay, जो पेरेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टी हम बार बार यूज कर सकते हैं चाइल्ड. ओके, पेरेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टी रहती है, आगे जाके वो प्रॉपर्टी चाइल्ड की हो जाती है, फिर वही प्रॉपर्टी ग्रैंड चाइल्ड की हो जाती है. किसी और का ग्रैंड चाइल्ड किसी और के पेरेंट्स की प्रॉपर्टी पे क्लेम नहीं कर सकता है. राइट, दैट इज इनहेरिटेंस प्रोसेस. So we can, that is a make it as what? Private. For who? the particular child of that parent. बराबर है, particular child. So there is a one car. Okay, parents ने के पास car available है. Okay, so if you make, see here, class parent. Okay, what is that contains? Data members car. Okay, now this class parent is a super class or base class, or you can say the parent class. Okay, so now we are going to derive one class, that is known as what? Child class. Okay, derived from what? Parent class. Okay, what is this syntax and how we are writing the syntax? Don't worry about this one. Okay, just understand the concept. And now, so can you access the car here? Child can access the car of the parent. Yes, definitely. If you are not derived a child class from this parent, because now this class is different, this this child is different. Okay, this parent is different, and there is a no relation between this child and this parent. Okay, so this car is not going to be used here because this is what? Private. Okay, if you make it as a public, okay, then can you use? No. Why? Because there is a no relation between this class and this class. Okay, so make it as a relation between these two class. Okay, so we are creating the one child class from the parent class. Now this data member we are going to access here. Okay, so this data member means what? Car. The child can use the car of this parent. Yes, definitely you can access here. Okay, now we can access. So when it is make it as a public private, suppose अगर हमने private, we have the two childrens, then what to be happen? Children 1, children 2. If you make it as a public, so both the children can access. If you make it as a protected, only authorized user can be accessed. If you make it as a private, okay, so this is just a private, no one can access. Okay, if you make it as a private, the child 1 and child 2 not going to be accessed. ओके, पेरेंट्स ने कार की अपने पास ही रख के ऑफिस चले गए, सो दैट इज़ व्हाट? प्राइवेट. हमेशा कार की पेरेंट्स के ही जेब में रहती है, जो कि किसी के पास नहीं रह सकती. मतलब वो जब भी घर पे आते तो भी अपने पास ही रखेंगे, मतलब चाइल्ड को दिख रही नहीं है. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट वी कैन मेक इट एज व्हाट? इट्स अ प्राइवेट. बट दे हैव द टू चिल्ड्रंस. ओके, no one children is going to be access the car. Why? Because this is what? Private. For who? Only parent. But you could make it as a public. Okay, public means अगर आपने पब्लिक यूज किया तो आपके घर के साइड में भी कोई घर है तो वो कार एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते, सिर्फ घर के मेंबर ही कार को एक्सेस करेंगे. ओके, घर के मेंबर्स. So this child 1 is belongs to the parent class because this is derived from this parent, and this child 2 is also derived from this parent. Okay, so these two person only can access the car, not from the other class. Okay, so this type of concepts are not available in this POP, that is available in the OOPS. Okay, this is known as inheritance. So now the child 1 is derived from the parent, okay, with having the some data members, that is known as, this process is known as inheritance. Okay, we can reusability, we can provide a reusability, you can reuse this one many more times. Yes, this concept is known as what? Inheritance. Yes, so these features are very important if you are going to learn the any programming language object oriented. So definitely first of all you have to see these properties of OOPS. Whether you are going to start learning the Java, also you have to go for the physics properties of this OOPS. If you are going to learning the PHP or any object oriented programming language, you must have to learn first OP features. Okay, that is very important. So when one object, now the technical definition I am writing, the one object acquires, when one object acquires all the properties and behavior of parents के object. Okay, behavior of parents object, that is known as what? Inheritance. Okay, that is known as what? Inheritance. The one object acquires the properties and behavior of the parent's object. Okay, that is known as what? Inheritance. Can write here show something method I am writing. So parent. Okay, there is a one method called the show, and this is what? Child. Come to the main method and you can create the object of which class? Child class C1. Okay, now the C1 is the object of child class. Now we are going to access C1 dot show. Okay, so show P I am writing here function name, and here show I am writing C. What will happen with the function name are same? That is known as inheritance. Sorry, overriding. Method overloading and method overriding. That is the next concept. Okay, that is the polymorphism we are going to see there. Don't worry. Now see here in the show something we are written, but this is not the C++ code. Okay, just understanding point of view I am writing. Okay, how we can write the C++ code? Like this way. Okay, C out and C in, we need to write like this way. Okay, so just I am understanding concept here I am writing. Function ऐसे रहते हैं. Okay, we have now started the programming, don't worry. Okay, 4 to 5 days time है हमको programming start करने में. Just we are understanding the concept just. Okay, C out, and we can write here what? Child. Okay, close the class definition. Now come to do. Now here C1 dot show C, which function is called this one. Okay, what is going to be print here? Child. So can you access this function? Yes, definitely. Why? Because this is a child from this parent class. Okay, this child class is derived from this parent, so we can access all this field of the parent class, the child class. Okay, why? Because it's a public, so that you can access. If it is a private, only private parent can access, no one can, no other person can access. Okay, समझ में आ गया? ये अगर ये प्राइवेट डेटा रहता है तो that is accessible only in the class. Okay, that is not accessible outside the class. If it make it as a public, so it can accessible anywhere. Okay, but who can access? Only derived class. So these properties are available in the child class because the child is derived from the parent. Okay, so can you access this one? Yes, c1 dot show p. Okay, now see here, show p is the function which are available which class? Parent class. Is the show p function is available in the child class? No. Okay, show p function is not available in the child class. So तो भी हम ये function access कर रहे हैं. Which function? This function. Okay, why? Because we are accessing this one because of it's a child class and this is the inherited. Okay, this class is inherited from the parent, so that the child class can access the parented members. Okay, so parent member can access. So show p will get here what? Output as a parent. Okay, we are getting here output as a child. Okay, have you understand this one? This is very important. We are creating the object of the child class, and by creating the object of the child class we are accessing the data members from parent class. Okay, definitely we can access. We must have the relation between them. This process, we are creating the new object from the parent object. Okay, this process, or we are accessing, acquiring the properties of parents from the where to the child. ये acquire हो रही है. So this process is known as what? Inheritance. Okay, when the one object acquires all the property and behavior of the parent objects, that is known as what? Inheritance. Okay, you can make it definition in your word. That is no problem. Just the explanation is required to the interviewer. Okay, just the explanation is required. What is the inheritance process? You can just simply say this is the process of creating the new class from the base class. Okay, you can simply say this is a process of creating the new class from the base class, or this is the process of creating the child class from the parent class with acquiring the properties to the child class. Parent की property child में जानी चाहिए. Okay, this process known as inheritance. Okay, this is also one properties. Okay, now next one we have the separate unit of the inheritance. Don't worry. Polymorphism. Okay, so in this inheritance control set करता हूँ मैं एक minute. So again one is the problem is there. So what will be happen if function name is same in parent class and in the child class? Then which will be the access? Okay, which one is the access? That is a question. See here in the parent class, that is also the show function. In the child class, that is also the show function. Then you are writing here the c1 dot show. Okay, the if you written here the c1 dot show, so ये parent में इस ये access होगा या a access होगा, that is a problem. Okay, so this is resolved in the polymorphism, that is known as method overloading and method overriding. Okay, this concept we are going to see in the polymorphism. So if you apply here c dot show, it's definitely it is run this one. Okay, it is executed child, not parents. Then how we can access this parent? Create a object of parent class. Okay, then access the c1 dot show, so it will access the parent class object. Okay, but that is not recommended in the programming to create a parent object. Okay, so then how we can resolve this one? We are going to see in the polymorphism chapters. Okay, so when the function's name, the data members names are same in both parent as well as in the child class. Okay, that is a ambiguous, that is a problem. Okay, so which will be the access? How we can access this one? Because names are same. Okay, this concept is known as method, that is achieved in the runtime polymorphism. Okay, so that is also the next property, polymorphism. Okay, so inheritance, it provides code reusability. Okay, it's provide a code reusability, and it is used to achieve which one? Runtime polymorphism. Okay, runtime polymorphism. Then what is in with the runtime polymorphism? Okay, polymorphism. It is used to achieve the runtime polymorphism. Okay, so the next concept is what? Polymorphism. Next feature is what? Polymorphism. Okay, so polymorphism means what? Ability to take the more than one form. That is known as polymorphism. Okay, एक नाम तीन काम, झंडू बाम. That is known as polymorphism. Okay, झंडू बाम सर दर्द, सर्दी जुकाम जो भी है. ओके, बोलते हैं ना एक बाम तीन काम. झंडू बाम is the polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Ability to take the more than one form. Okay, aparichit. You know the movie of aparichit? Three characters there in a single person. Okay, so it is a polymorphism, right? The women, girls, होम घर में हाउसवाइफ रहती है और एक चिल्ड्रंस के पेरेंट्स है, मदर ऑफ द एनी चिल्ड्रन, ओके राइट, मदर मीन्स मदर रहते हैं चिल्ड्रन के, है ना, छोटे बेबी के। सो वही ऑफिस में जाने के बाद वो एम्प्लॉय बन जाती है, सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर बनती है, ऑफिस में काम करती है, घर में आने के बाद हाउस वाइफ रहती है, मल्टीपल टास्क आर परफॉर्मिंग, ओके दैट इज अ पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म, ओनली वन वुमेन, राइट, लाइक दिस वे। So the one function is perform the multiple task, right? That is known as polymorphism. Or you can simply say ability to take the more than one form. Okay, एक नाम और उसके forms अनेक. So poly means many, morphism, okay, forms, many form, Greek or Latin word, right? Polymorphism, it's a Greek word. Poly means many, many forms. Latin Greek. Okay, so polymorphism comes from the Greek word. Many shapes, polymorphic method, different shapes. Poly means many, morphe means form. So you know the Stack Overflow, it's the best website. Okay, Stack Overflow is the best website for the developers. Whatever the problem you are facing while developing the any application, so they are going to be post here. Okay, it's a forum, question answer forum. We can write a question. Some developers are going to give the answers. Okay, this is a forum. This website. No, roots, poly, many, morphe, form, okay, polymorphic, an object to take the many forms, it can be repeated, okay. Stack Overflow is a great website, best website, okay, number one website for this forum, technical forum, okay. So many things are available, so many things. If you are facing the any problem while creating the any project, so just put it the question, most of the developer will give the answer, okay. You know, in the Java something we are going to write, what is 401 error, what is 401 error, okay, is the question is written in any Stack Overflow sometime, okay. So in the Stack Overflow, go to there, what is this one error, and real-time developer they are going to write here these questions, okay, and real-time developer in trying to give the answer solution for his or her questions, okay. See the code which are given, something solutions are given, okay, everything is available in the code. Stack Overflow, it's a best website, okay, for developers. Now polymorphism, so we are going to write here what, when one task is performed by the different way, some technical definition I am writing, different ways, okay, that is known as polymorphism. Or you can say simply ability to take the more than one form, ability to take the more than one form. Okay, so if you then after that yeah, after learning the polymorphism, then the interviewer asks you the question, explain the polymorphism, what is the polymorphism. Okay, so you can clearly explain, you can clearly or properly explains the what is polymorphism. Right now we have not taken the any practical example, okay, for the polymorphism, right? So you have not seen anything. So after completing the chapter of polymorphism, so you will get a practical knowledge of polymorphism so that you can explain a real time example. After completing the inheritance unit, you can explain to the interviewer. Okay, you can explain the interviewer with the live and practical examples. Okay, so you have not did any programming in inheritance and polymorphism because we have not started it. Okay, next one, it's a polymorphism. Then what is the use? So in C++, so this use property in C++. Okay, in C++, uh, we use what we are going to use in to achieve the polymorphism in C++, what we are going to use the concept. Okay, so there are the two concepts we are going to use. What is that? Function overloading and overriding. Function overloading and function overriding. Function overloading and function overriding to achieve what? Polymorphism. Now to achieve the polymorphism in C++, which concept you are going to use? Functions overloading and function overriding. Now see here, what is the function overloading and what is the function overriding? Okay, now see here, same function name, same return type. What is return type? Void. Same function name, show is the same function name, same return type, void, and same arguments. Okay, that is known as what? Function overriding. Function overriding. Now in this case I am going to write integer int add n1 comma n2, some code is there. Okay, add n1 comma n3 n2 comma n3, n4 comma n5. Okay, now see here, how many functions are here? Three functions. Add function, add function, add functions. Okay, give the return type also. Take the same name. Okay, take data number as a float. Now see here, same function name is here, and here is a different parameters. Okay, here is the data types is different. Okay, function name is same but parameters are different. Okay, function name is same, parameters are different, return time is same, that is no problem. Let us see here, function name हाँ वो जब आप प्रोग्राम रन करते हो उस टाइम पे आप यूज़ कर सकते हो because you are using an integer as well as float. Okay, just understanding point of view I am giving you the return type. If you not given the any return type, that is also no problem. Yes. Okay, so don't talk. Okay, okay. Void is for everything. Why we are writing the right? Why we are going to write in the void main? क्यों लिखते हैं हम void? Return type क्यों देते हैं void? You know why it is important in the C programming is why it is important. Okay, so this type of questions will comes in C++. Okay, so that's why the C is very important. Why we are going to write a void return type? Void is a function return type. Okay, why we are going to write integer return type? Integer return type. We are returning the sum. If you are writing there the return 0, it's returning the sum 0. That is what nothing means. It's an integer, so you can give the integer return type. If you are returning everything, okay, or not returning anything, you can give is a void. That is for everything, no problem. Whether it is integer, whether it is float, everything. Okay, that is returning the value for everything. That is void. Void is what? Data type or not? Void is also the data type. Okay, so void for everything, no problem. Okay, you can give, if you don't want to give anything, you can write there the void simply. Okay, so the void data type, void return type we are giving here, any data type, that is void. If there this function is only returning the integer, then you can give the integer. If this function is returning an integer as well as float and any other, you can simply give the void. Okay, अगर वो integer float character सभी return कर रहा है, so simply you can give the void. अगर सिर्फ integer ही return करना है, you can give the integer, no problem. Or you can also you can write here the void. Okay, so in practically we are going to see, don't worry about this one. Okay, so here, so function name is same. Okay, function name is same, but parameters are different, arguments are different. This concept is known as what? Function overloading. Okay, function overloading. Overloading and overriding both are different. Okay, overriding and overloading. Overriding means same function name, same return type, same parameter. Okay, everything is same. Void show void, void show void. Okay, everything is same. That is known as function overriding. Now here the function is overridden. Okay, overridden हो गया. Now overloading means what? Function name is same but parameters are different, return types are different. Okay, here integer is return type, here void is return type. Sometimes if you have the different return type, that is a float, but function name is same. See here, function name is same, function name is same. Okay, parameters may be the different. Okay, this type of concept is known as method overloading. This is known as method overloading. And overriding means what? Same function name, same return type, same parameter. Okay, same, everything is same. That is what? Overriding. Okay, so that is a problem. How we can achieve? Okay, which function is called? Okay, this problem is solved in where? Polymorphism. Okay, that is solved in the polymorphism. In this chapter we are going to see this one, function overloading and function overriding. Excuse me. Okay, this concept we are going to see in this chapter. So how we can achieve in this polymorphism? Okay, so आपको पेरेंट्स को कॉल करना है तो कैसे यूज करेंगे, चाइल्ड को कॉल करना है तो कैसे यूज करेंगे, लेकिन फंक्शन का नाम सेम है दोनों भी जगह. So the function overloading and function overriding are the examples of polymorphism. Okay, so there are two types of polymorphism, runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. So we are going to see the polymorphism in the polymorphism chapter in details. Okay, so now come here for the inheritance. It is achieved a runtime polymorphism. So inheritance, it is used to what? To achieve the runtime polymorphism. You know, see the abhi the polymorphism हम देखे. So the runtime polymorphism means what? When you compile or when you execute the program. तो जब हम एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हैं तो उस टाइम पे वो कंपाइलर या रन टाइम डिसाइड कर रहा है कि कौन से क्लास को कॉल करना है, पेरेंट क्लास को या चाइल्ड क्लास को. ओके, दैट इज अचीव इन द इनहेरिटेंस. इफ देर इज अ parent and child is their concept and function name is same, then it is achieve the runtime polymorphism. Okay, so practically we are going to see in the inheritance and polymorphism chapter. Okay, we'll see the then examples, programs. Now next features of OOP, that is what? Exception handling. Okay, exception handling, exceptions. So in C programming language there is a no validation. Okay, validation is not available there, right? Exception handling. Suppose you are entering the number. If you written as Aryan, roll number, what is the type of this data field? Integer type. Okay, what is the name? Aryan is the name, and you are accessing the data, okay, from the keyboard ABC. Okay, so sometimes you are giving the some error in the C programming because you are entering this one. Okay, let us see. Hash include, save this code first. Printf, enter the number, scanf, %d, comma, ampersand of Aryan. Okay, now print roll number is equal to %d, that is what? Aryan. Why void, why return, why int, वो सब मैंने एक्सप्लेन किया है तीसरे चौथे वीडियो में, आई थिंक, है ना? CK. So enter the number 12. Okay, roll number is 12, that is fine. So let us take here one function clr to clear the output screen. Okay, GCC कंपाइलर में ज़रूरत नहीं है clr लिखने की हाई लेवल में. सो अब हमने 1 4 लिखा, 1 4 एक्सेस हुआ है, दैट इज ओके फाइन. नाउ sometimes user entered something ABCD. Okay, str type data means character types. Okay, you know, A B we have entered. Then what is going to be happen? We are getting here what? Garbage value. Okay, we are getting here what? Garbage value. So any kind of validation is available, exception handling. So user is not understanding anything. What is this garbage value? User is not understand. Okay, so then what to do? If user entered the characters in the program, so just give the one error message. Please do not enter string or character. Okay, please do not enter string and character. ये आपको error message देना है. The conversion of this technical error message to the user friendly error message, this type of process is known as what? Exception handling. Okay, exception is nothing but the error. Okay, now you can tell me, is there any error in this program? Zero errors or not? Okay, but are you getting the expected output? Not. Okay, you are not getting the expected output. Why? Because you have entered the characters, right or not? Let us see here. A we have entered this character here instead of the digits. Okay, instead of the digit you have entered the character, and what you are getting the value, that is what? Minus 88, that is a garbage value. So we are not getting the expected output. Okay, it's a runtime error, it's not a compile time error. Okay, It's a runtime error. Okay, we are getting the error in the runtime, not in the compile time. Compile time error means what? When we are going to write the, when we are going to execute or compile the code, and we are getting the some semicolon mistake, something mistake. Okay, before compilation, before executing, we are getting the some compilation errors. Okay, that is a compilation. We can say that is a compilation errors. Okay, but there is a no error in your program. Means compile it is successfully, but you are not getting the expected output. That is known as what? Runtime error. So this is a runtime error. So this can be done by, this can be solved by the exception handling. Okay, for example, in ATM machine, there is a 500 in your balance in your account. Okay, there is a 500 rupees in your account, and you are trying to withdraw the 1000 rupees. Okay, in your account there is only the 500 rupees, and you are trying to withdraw what? 1000 rupees. Then what is going to be get here? It will give you the exception. Okay, it will give you the exception if the developer is not did any exception handling properly in that application. So you will get a technical error message, and this technical error message you can't understand. Okay, you can't understand a technical error message. So that's why if one of the user entered the more amount which are available in your account, say jada, okay, more than your account balance, you are entering to withdraw the amount more than your account balance. Okay, so they have written the one technical code. Okay, so that technical error message is converted into a user friendly error message. That is what? Please do not enter, or you can simply write insufficient balance. Okay, so you will get the one exception, and this beautiful error message, that is known as what? Insufficient. Okay, that is known as what? Exception handling. Insufficient balance. आपके अकाउंट में 500 रुपये और आप 1000 रुपये डाल रहे हैं, तो आपको एक ब्यूटीफुल एरर मैसेज मिलता है क्या? इनसफिशिएंट बैलेंस. सो so this conversion of this technical error message into the exception, into the user friendly error message, conversion of the technical error message into the user friendly error message, that is known as what? Exception handling. टेक्निकल एरर मैसेज को यूजर फ्रेंडली के एरर मैसेज में आपको कन्वर्ट करना है, उसको हम बोलते हैं एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग. ओके, सो दिस इज नॉट कॉन्सेप्ट अवेलेबल इन द सी. नाउ यू कैन सी हियर एंटर द नंबर. ओके, यूजर ने नंबर एंटर करना है, लेकिन यूजर ने गलती से ABCD ऐड किया. ओके, so it's not understanding by the user. Are you getting the any technical error, any error message, means conversion error message की हमने जो लिखी है? If anyone the person is entering the ABCD, okay, अगर कोई भी person ABCD enter करेगा any character, so we can give the one message, please do not enter the character in the number. Okay, so such type of process we don't have. Exception handling we don't have. Okay, in the C programming. For example, again I am going to take you one more example. Okay, let us see here. Integer a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 0. Okay, now we are going to print here what? A divided by b. Okay, a divided by b. What will be the answer? When you are dividing the 0 to any number, so what will be the answer? Division of 0, what will be the answer? कोई भी नंबर को अगर हमने डिवाइड किया 0 से, व्हाट विल गेट द आंसर? यस, not getting your voice.
Infinity.
Infinity, correct. Okay, so we are going here what? Infinity. If you are dividing 0 by any number, so you will get here what? 0. 0 by 0 infinity. Okay, now infinity divided by 0. Infinity divided by 0. That is also infinity. Don't think. No problem. Just see here what is in the denominator. Okay. Infinity divided by infinity. Infinity divided by 0. Okay. Okay. 0 divided by infinity. That is 0. Okay. So now what is our expectation now? Infinity. Is there any symbol of infinity in C programming or any other programming? कैरेक्टर है क्या? कैरेक्टर इन्फिनिटी जो कीबोर्ड के ऊपर नहीं है मतलब वो कैरेक्टर नहीं है. सिंपल थिंग. है क्या इन्फिनिटी सिंबल? नहीं है. ओके. सो नाउ execute this code. What is that declaration? Okay, we can declare CLR below there. Okay, CLR. Okay, now compile. Is there any error? No error. Zero warning, zero error. That is okay. Now run. Okay, executed. Run, executed. Run, executed. No any output you are getting. If you want to check the output, what is the problem? See here, go to the Windows and check output screen. Okay, what is that error? Are you getting here? What is that error? Divide error. You are not getting what? Infinity. Are you getting any infinity? No, it's a dividation error. Okay, so this is known as exception. This is known as exception. Exception कब आती है? रन टाइम. ओके, रन टाइम एरर. एक्सेप्शन मतलब होता है रन टाइम. जब आप प्रोग्राम लिखते हो और आपके प्रोग्राम में एरर कितने हैं? 0. बट यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द एक्सपेक्टेड आउटपुट. दैट इज नोन एज व्हाट? एक्सेप्शंस. ओके, रन टाइम एक्सेप्शन. नाउ वी नीड टू हैंडल दिस एक्सेप्शंस. ओके, टू हैंडलिंग द एक्सेप्शन हमको अगर यूजर ने अगर डिवाइडेशन में 0 डालता है तो उसको एरर मैसेज दिखना चाहिए क्या? प्लीज डू नॉट एंटर द 0 इन डिनोमिनेटर. ओके, हमको मैसेज देना है यूजर को क्या? कि प्लीज डू नॉट एंटर द 0 इन डिनोमिनेटर सो दैट यूजर कैन अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, अभी यूजर समझ में आ रहा है क्या? कुछ भी क्या हो रहा है? कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा. रन करने की कोशिश करा, रन करने की कोशिश करा, हो ही नहीं रहा है क्या? नहीं. सो यूजर इज नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. ये हमने स्टैटिक लिया. यू कैन टेक द डायनामिकली. एंटर द फर्स्ट नंबर, एंटर द सेकंड नंबर एंड dividation of the is equal to this one. So now give the message to the user. What message? Please do not enter the 0 in the denominator. Now user can understand. So this technical error messages get converted into the user friendly error message. This process is known as exception handling. Okay, this process is known as what? Exception handling. So that is not available in the C. The firstly they have added in the C plus means oops concept. Okay, so एक्सेप्शन हैंडलिंग सी प्लस प्लस में ज़्यादा यूज़ नहीं होती, स्मॉल ही है. ओके, लेकिन एज पर कंपेयर टू द अदर प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज फॉर एग्जांपल जावा, PHP एंड एक्सेप्शन and Python and other programming language, we are going to use a more use of exception handling and developing the web designing, developing the web application as well as standalone system. Suppose one field you are creating there. Okay, that is what username or first name. Okay, and you are going to entering here what? Characters. So when we click on the submit button, then it will be shows. Please do not enter the character. Please do not enter the number in the first name. Okay, ऐसा आपको मिलता है कि नहीं? प्लीज़ डू नॉट एंटर द समथिंग. जैसे मोबाइल नंबर है और आपने सबमिट कर दिया ABCD डाल के, तो सबमिट करने के बाद आपको एरर मैसेज आता है कि प्लीज़ डू नॉट एंटर द ABCD or any character in the mobile number. Only enter the 10 digits number. Okay, that is a proper validation. That is the exception handling. Okay, we are handling the exception. This giving the one error message. Okay, there is a no problem in programs. Okay, आपके अकाउंट में 500 रुपये और आप 1000 रुपये निकालना चाहते हो, not possible. So it's an exception. So give the one error message. That is what? Insufficient balance. Okay, that is exception handling. So that is supported. Right. This is the one other features. So exception handling is a feature of OOP to handle unresolved exception. Exception means errors. Unresolved exceptions or errors produce when at the runtime. Produce at runtime. Okay, this error is produced at the runtime, not in the compile time. Okay, so this is about exception handling. So we have again 2 points in the OOPS, that is what dynamic binding and message passing, that is optional. Okay, these are the main properties of OOPS. Dynamic binding and message passing, that is comes under the also the OOPS property, but that is a sub part. Okay, so those two properties are remaining, we are going to cover in next session.